We're going to get started with High School 5. I'm Ellen Falkenstein. I'm going to talk about the mathematics opportunities we have for you for High School 5. And then Amelia's going to focus on jump in and reading and writing. Hold on. Here we go. All right. So, math. The only place where people can buy 64 watermelons and no one can ever do it. Okay, so we have two options with the math construct course. We have a free option where we provide you all of the learning outcomes and the links so that you can use Khan Academy, Purple Math, Purple others, I'll show you in a minute, with a CTC-provided final exam. And then we also have a low-cost option. This is using MyMathTest, so this is a little more focused with a diagnostic test, some study plans, and a final exam. All right, just for your information, this is our webpage for the Math Express. We have all of the High School 5 materials on there, and we also sent out all of the materials to our service area for CDC. Sorry. So first we looked at the TSI assessment mathematics measurements. We have 4 content areas. We have elementary algebra, intermediate algebra, geometry, and statistics and probability. These are the different areas that the students take the test. They mostly have the elementary and intermediate algebra, but they also have problems on the geometry and statistics. The new TSI is going to start in fall. If you have more information, we'll let you know. There's going to be a little shift in the problems. We're going to have a couple more geometry and stats. This is a sample of what the students use. After they take the TSI, they get a page that shows their proficiency in each of those 4 areas. So they get a score, and then they also get a little mark of whether they're proficient or needs improvement. So that will help also with this file that we have for you. The new TSI come fall will also have some online opportunities for them to practice before they take the test again. And of course, this is the rest of that. And I do have all of this in a PDF file for you. And we also took the learning outcomes that we are under, the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, and the ACGM. This is how we know what to teach in our developmental class, in our beginning algebra and our intermediate algebra, which are the equivalent of your Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. I also have a PDF file of all of these. Just in case you want to show your students how smart you are, if you think of a number and you double it, you add 6, take half of that, and then take away the number you started with, the answer is 3, always, even with negative numbers. All right, so this is our file. We are thinking about this as being a checkoff list for the students. In the first column, we have the TSI assessment content area, for those 4 areas. So we have, again, the one is elementary algebra, intermediate algebra, and so on. So you can see based on those proficiencies, or lack thereof, you could circle the concepts that are tied to those and tied to the individual student report. The second column are our ACGM learning outcomes for the college. And then we have all of our learning outcomes separated out by concept. So you can see I've got converting decimals to fractions, solving problems using ratios. There's actually 4 pages of this. And my resource coordinator went through and checked that if you type in those concepts, you will get a video in Khan Academy, and you'll also get some practice. So the students could work their way down. If you wanted to circle certain ones that they need to study, before they take the test again, they can work their way down in Khan Academy. And Khan Academy has grown a lot. It now has the practice problems, not just the videos. And then Purple Math also is a really good resource. That's the last column, but we don't always, not all of the concepts are available. So we have this for you also that you can use as a checkoff list. But really all are. Eat all of them, but there's 4 pages of them. So the intent is that you would use the TSI Assessment Diagnostic Score Report and then circle the concepts that the individual students need to work on. They would work individually and check off, and then when they're ready, they can either take the TSI assessment for math again, just the math part, or they can take our college prep final exam. We would, once you reach out to the student was ready, we would provide the final exam for you, and then you could just scan it back to us. Once the student passes that final exam, then CTC will assign a temporary TSI waiver for that student, so that student can now take dual credit with us in the college math there at your school, or they can take an online class with us, or wasn't ready to come to CTC, they can also take the college math. But the waiver is only good for CTC, not for any other community college. These are just responses if I tell people that I'm on the math major. So green is wow, you must really be smart. Blue is do you want to teach? And red is I hate math. Kind of like that. You like math. You get all the stories. All right, the other option we have is a low-cost option. This option is $12 a student, and you would pay right to Pearson, or you could get some coach from Pearson as well. So the teacher would copy a master from us into their own MyMathTest class, and all of that is free for the instructor. And then the students would enroll in that specific course. What's nice about MyMathTest is there's a step diagnostic. There's 2 of them, one for beginning and one for intermediate. And you can really see, you can really get a feel for what they know in that diagnostic. Then MyMathTest will set up a study plan based on what they've missed. So they can go in and work through the study plan. They have videos, they have a textbook, they have help them solve this. And then once they've mastered all of the items that the study plan tells them to, then they can take the final exam. At that point, they have 3 options. They can either retake the PSI, they can hopefully pass the final exams in MyMathTest, or they can take that same CTC college prep final exam that's on paper that the other option does. And again, you get a temporary waiver at that point. If for some reason, that doesn't work, we do have options once they come to CTC, not dual credit, of course, but once they graduate from high school and come to CTC, we have 3 different cohorts where we combine college math with developmental math. Just a little plug from it. All right. So that's good. I'm a manager for developmental reading writing coordinator. My area is the House of 5 for right. Unlike math, we only have 3 options currently. And right now, our reading and writing focus is really very much school-based. So these are some of the skills that we really highlight in our developmental English, developmental reading and writing courses. And just like with math program, our intent is that students would look at the TSI scores they get, which is let them know which areas they're really working, and if you have a list of all the schools that the TSI is expecting you to have,
Let's compile a list of links to videos, open source text, active activities that can help students address those deficiencies in this particular skill. I've got a number of pages of this. I can copy the whole document, but it's all been sent out to the service owner. We're still working on getting a program page that will also have this information available on. So for reading, we can ask students to use text of gradual frequency texting. News articles are pretty good practice. We can model active reading strategies like imitating reading, or a Corequisite system that we like teaching students. We also teach summarizing, paraphrasing, really forcing students to focus on this text and not simply highlight and expect that counts as having one read in class. Internalize the information from the text. We also tend to focus a little more, gradually more toward academic text. News articles that get started, but then we want to develop more academic text. In order to prepare students for reading in college. And so one type of assignment we might do is a reading response, where we read a wet text. And first part assignment asks them to summarize in a brief paragraph what the main points of the text are. And of course there we have to emphasize that summary means it's in your own words, it's their understanding of what the main points of the assignment was, not paraphrasing, not putting it in their own words. And even though words mean that everything is much more complete about the text and merely picking out a few sound bites. The second part of the assignment asks us to respond to it. That is, write a good, well-thought paragraph where students comment on what he or she thinks about whatever it is he or she has read based on their experiences, what in their life has led them to think what they do about whatever they've read. And we'll emphasize that there is no wrong answer in the response. There's no wrong way to respond. The main point is to force them to think about why they think. We don't accept answers like, well, that's the way it is. That's just how I rate. They have to actually think about what the basis for their thought process is, which is part of what they need to learn to do moving into composition, explain the thought process. And then another thing in the reading part is we just ask about several vocabulary terms, anywhere from 3 to 5, extended if you'd like. Terms that may be new to them from that particular reading. And if we allow students to choose their own text, they will understand that if they can't find 3 to 5 vocabulary terms that were mentioned in that article, then they need to choose another article. And then for each of those terms they choose, they have to figure out what definition of the term best fits the context in which it is used in the article itself. And then give the quotation from the text in which the term is used, so the instructor can check that yes, that is exactly the definition of the term. For writing, we do a lot of writing. We can do a lot of writing because having is still the best way to do it is to practice. Reading response assignments are, of course, writing, because the basic reading. And additional assignments would be essays and multiple. We'll focus on the persuasive essay, persuasive style essay. Composition 1 does more of the rhetoric than usual. It's very important on rhetoric, but we're much more grammar-based, much more formulaic, if you will. We want students to have that formula essay structure to fall back on when they get composition. some students just honestly do not know how to have introduction, a body, and exam. For more major essays, it means you reading beforehand. We try to have a pro and a con reading for each of those type of topics. Meaning, this students can have better informed opinions on the topic when they write. We actually send out the right because they're not in the papers. They're not allowed any resource other than English. So whatever they got in internalized from their reading just means they have better information. One thing I would like to set up is create a calibration session in which other instructors, personalities, and I are looking at the same small sample set of essays and the rubric, and I think that's what we were saying should be that. And then we all discuss them. And this is important because we are very much wanting to have a calibration so there's no integrator or hard grader across. Instructors have very little deviation from each other. And our main point that we keep in mind when we grade and development is whether the student, based on this current piece that we're looking at, has a fair chance of going into an unsupported composition course, not a prerequisite, just straight composition course. So it doesn't mean that they have to be zero, they have to be absolutely perfect to standard that composition 1%, but we do want them to have a good chance of going through the composition. Composition needs to be continuous. Oh, and just like with the math program, our intent is that when a student has worked on the skills enough and feels ready to attempt getting that check off as either retake the CSI reading and writing section, or you contact us and we can give you all final exams in the reading and writing class, which will be 2-part thing, and then we'll grade it. Taking our final exam is just that CSI reading. Thank you.